Oh, he likes the hand cream.
And we're live. Hello. Good with Eric. Let me get my phone set up so that I know it's all working. There we are. So, welcome to the first Waffling Witches of the year. If you are there, do pop a hello in the comments so that we know that we're not just talking to ourselves. Not
There we go.
in case you wondered, Heather's just put hand cream on. Eric's now eating it all.
It's all natural ingredients.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Petronella. Good morning, Helen. Helen, your Burning Man was fantastic. Photos looked amazing.
Who made that?
I think it was Helen's chappie.
Oh my goodness.
He's
Really
a keeper.
good.
Isn't
Yeah, oh,
he? He's
yeah.
excellent.
Definitely. Good morning. Oh, good. Whatever the time is in Australia, Jill.
Oh wow.
Yeah, time zones make my head explode. All I can hear is Eric licking the hand cream.
Oh yeah, I thought that was Roger.
Roger, yeah, it was Roger. It was brilliant, absolutely
also-
brilliant.
I haven't got any. No.
Oh, 6 p.m. in Australia. Oh, that's quite respectable.
Absolutely not.
Good
Poor
morning,
Eric, don't they
Kerry.
feed you?
Jay.
Poor Eric, don't they feed
Good
you?
morning, Jay. No, he's a poor, starving waif and stray. You can tell by how skinny he is. Yeah. Yeah. He's a bit Captain Kirk, aren't you?
No.
Coming back.
Good morning, Jeanette from Sweden.
Wow.
We're
that's some
planning.
country.
My son wants to go to Sweden. Yeah. Another from Oz, 8 p.m. in Queensland. Hi, Michelle, over on the other side of the planet, which makes my brain explode again. Yeah. Hi, Eva. We want to know what Eva's cooking today. Eva, what are you cooking us today? Just, so we can prepare ourselves. Beltane blessings to you, Sam, too. Yes, it's the first time we've been... It's the first time you guys have been here in, didn't we decide 3 years?
Yeah,
Because
yesterday.
because of
Must have been
the whole pandemic and everything. Although we have met up outside, haven't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, not here. Oh, Eva's making lemon tiramisu. Oh, yum. Sitting in the garden and enjoying the flowers and the sun. Very nice. Hi, Sarah from Not So Sunny Hampshire. No, it has just rained on the patio. Not sunny at all in Hampshire.
Not just the patio, it rained somewhere else.
Well, no, yeah, it did rain on the rest of the garden and the house too.
He's on his way.
Good morning, Xenia.
Hello, Xenia.
You're mine.
It's...
You're mine. You're not going anywhere.
He will wiggle. Yeah, bless him. So yes, Beltane. We'll add it, Eric. He'll settle down in a minute. She says.
You knew you were coming. You came and hid.
Yeah, poor Eric. He's so neglected. Yes, he is not. Good morning, Hannah. Just coming back from a rather damp allotment. Yeah, it's a bit grey out there today, isn't it? Good morning, Karen. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. 10 years. Wafflers. Yeah, that's us. Hi, Eve. Hi, Lorraine. Beltane blessings to you too. Eric behaves like a dachshund on speed. Yes, I've never had a dachshund before now. He's definitely unique. Good morning, Nikki. Jill is enjoying a glass of purple wine. Let's not get on to coloured alcohol again.
No.
Actually,
no, don't even start on that. Purple wine. Think they've infused it with lavender flowers to get the colour.
that's better.
Nikki, have you got a picture of you all 10 years ago? Sarah remembers 10 years ago. There's a story. I guess I ought to tell the story, really. Are you sitting comfortably?
We shall begin. We haven't.
Oh. So something like 12 years ago, one of my friends said to me, why don't you start a school? I think I'd just got my High Priestess title. I think I'd just earned that. And I said, oh no, that's far too much work. And I'm really not qualified. A couple of years later, actually, I think we started a forum. We started the Kitchen Witch open forum, because forums were a thing back then. They were quite trendy. So we started that. And then a couple of years on, she poked me again. Come on, let's get this started. And I said, well, I don't want to do it on my own. So we got together a handful of people and we set up the school. There were 3 of us mainly. There were 4 of us originally that ran it mainly. Trish, Leslie, Tracy, who you might know as Sunchild, and myself. It ended up being myself and Tracy. And big thanks to Tracy, to Sunchild, for all of the work that she put in over the years. I couldn't have done it without her. She did a huge amount of stuff. We built it up together, basically. And then, when did you guys come on board? All these
first
3
one,
ladies,
you know.
you've all worked through the school, haven't you?
Yeah.
They've all worked through the school. They've all worked through all the lessons,
How
and
long
you've
have
all
you been?
gained your High Priestess titles, haven't you?
Yeah, probably getting on for sort of 10 years, isn't it, altogether?
Pretty much from.
I'm the newbie.
Now, I met you at Midhurst, didn't I? At a fairy festival. Tracy and I had a stall at a fairy festival.
2014.
Was it?
Uh,
Oh,
Summer solstice.
2013.
yeah, so
Yeah,
summer
I was
solstice.
12.
I still don't know how I found out about it. But yeah, I went to that, and I'd literally the week before bought one of your books, and you and Tracy did the opening ceremony.
We did, because Tracy was terrified.
Yeah, so was that there as
Yeah.
well.
And I can just remember thinking, I've got your book. So as I was going round, obviously I saw you with Tracy because you then had some books. So
we had a
I
stall.
bought another
with
2, I
bits and
think, that
pieces, didn't
day.
we?
And then I came, so that was this June. In the end of August, you did the Goddess workshop.
Right, yes, because we did quite a lot of in-person workshops.
That was
didn't
my
we?
first course. So I did the Goddess workshop, which must have been the 31st of August, because on the 1st of September we started the 8 weeks of the, and that was it. I haven't looked back since.
Now, Ness, I've known for a million years.
Yeah, went to the first ritual that you held at Queen Elizabeth Country Park.
But I mean, you've known Pete, my husband, for
Yeah.
even longer than you've known me. You remember my children being born as well, don't you? So we've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
But you and Josh joined first, didn't you? Yes, came to the
Yes.
first ritual we held at the QE Country Park.
Yeah, we went there not knowing what to expect, and you said that's okay, you can just stand outside circle and just sort of join in when you feel like it. But we just decided to just go and get in circles straight away, and absolutely loved it.
Good.
And yeah, the sight of being in Queen Elizabeth Country Park and watching the Dorset Grove Druids walking through a car park full of cyclists and walkers and things with all their regalia.
All their gear on.
Yeah, but it was brilliant.
And they bought cake too, which is always good.
Yes, and Druid bread.
And Druid bread, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read one of your first book, Kitchen Witch.
Pagan Portals one.
Yeah, on Kindle, and absolutely loved it. Went to see if you had any more books. If I like an author, I always see if there's more books.
I
And
do
you didn't
that.
at the time. So I think at the end it had the school's address.
That came
and I
out in
had a look at that.
2013, didn't it? So
Was
yeah.
umming and ahhing about joining, then found out you were doing a workshop at Chi
Right.
Cafe. Oh my God, I can get to that. It's like half an hour away from my house. I've never heard of anything so close. So tried to get my friend to come, but she was on holiday, so I had to come in on my own, which was a bit
Very, very
scary.
brave.
But spent the whole day laughing and enjoyed it so much. So yeah, started coming to the rituals and joined the school,
Cool.
and that was it.
Been a while.
Back soon. Yeah.
And the school has changed. We moved over to a new forum last year. And the lessons are always often updated. If we find new information or we think something needs a rewrite, we check them every so often and we go through them to make sure if they need updating. So the lessons have probably changed quite a bit since you guys first did them. These ladies also are behind the scenes with the blog. The Kitchen Witch blog wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you guys, because I don't get involved in that at all. All of the online rituals are written by these ladies. We have Gypsy as well, obviously, who's about a 4-hour drive from us, which is why she's not here today. She does a lot of the Reiki sessions and things for the students. You'll see these ladies on the forum as well, and on the support email, and on the YouTube channel. The Kitchen Witch YouTube channel is growing, and there's lots of rituals, meditations. You've done quite a lot of tutorial kind of things as well, and you're making things. So that's all these ladies. Nothing to do with me. I just sit back and eat cake, really. But we have met so many amazing people. So a lot of people that online that we'll probably never get to meet face to face, but who've become friends online. And then a lot of people that we've also sort of, they rock up at Witchfest or conferences and things that we're at, and we get to meet them. So we have made a huge amount of friends. I think we're really blessed. The people that kind of, we end up being part of a big community, which is fantastic. But it's not just the school. The students are amazing, but all of the people that we've connected to by doing this, by doing the online chats as well. We've got such a fantastic community. We are incredibly blessed.
Just seen one of the comments saying, was that the Mabon ritual that people ate the dried apple? And it was. And we stood there with the dried apple, and Josh and I weren't very sure what to do. We looked and saw somebody eat it and thought, oh, we're supposed to eat it then. So we're munching away, and then we find out Rachel had dried it like weeks before.
They were put in spell pouches. People
we thought it was the thing to do, is to get the energies to eat it.
Good morning, Maria. Hi, Sharon from Leicestershire. Again, we saw lots of you people were with us yesterday for the ritual, so thank you. And I realised I haven't turned my phone sound off, so if you hear soft cell, that's one of those things. Happy Beltane to Sylvia. Hi, Sue. You don't need to apologise for being late. Maria, let's this one is Maria. Some Facebook doesn't put names up sometimes. This is Maria. Found out about it after walking into my local library and searching for books on the subject, and yours popped up. You can get my books from the library. If they're not on the shelf, you can request them. So if you belong to, I love libraries. Always took our kids to the library. And did you know that authors get paid when you borrow a book from the library? It's like teeny tiny. But nonetheless, yes, if the author's registered with the public lending library, they get paid for the books that you borrow. And Maria, we have had the absolute pleasure of meeting up with on several occasions too. Mad as a bucket of frogs, Maria. But we love you. Yes, Lorraine, yes, the Mabon ritual when people eat the dried apple. Nikki wants to know where our Beltane hats are. We haven't made them yet. I do love the idea. It was the other day, wasn't it? Someone suggested if you didn't have anywhere for an altar, you could make an altar hat. I love that idea. Mine would be a top hat, obviously. Sarah, love it when we go up there. Yes, we haven't done open rituals at the Kiwi Country Park since before the first lockdown. At some point,
the problem is the prices for the car park is so expensive to park there now.
It's a lovely spot, and they have been very, very accommodating to us. But the car park prices have gone a little bit silly. So if and when we do get back to doing open rituals, we may look at other options. At the minute, it's a job just getting us all in the same place at one time for 10 minutes. So, Eva got the newsletter. Let's pop these up. At noon, I got the newsletter in my inbox. It looks great. If you have not signed up for the newsletter, you can find details on the kitchenwitchhearth.net website to sign up for a monthly newsletter. New newsletter once a month with newsletter subscription content only, if that makes sense. Basically, you've got to be subscribed to it to get special content.
It's not put anywhere else, is it, though?
I will turn my sound off on my phone.
I'm sliding about.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm off.
You're sliding.
Yeah.
I think I'm slid actually. I'm sliding towards you.
Hi, Leslie. Yeah, Lauren, that's where we met Lauren too, was at the rituals. Kerry's got the newsletter too. Yay. Xenia, I hope you can attend one of our in-person rituals later when they can happen. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Let's get some of these. Lexi, bit late. My bearded dragon was throwing a tantrum.
Oh, they're lovely. They are bearded dragons.
I always wanted one of those.
Jane can't get into the chat on Facebook. We can see you on YouTube. If you go to the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group and refresh the page. Sometimes it takes a refresh of the page for it to show, because Facebook likes to throw a wobbly occasionally. Penny, Belting blessings to you too. Currently in Boscastle. There's a funny story about that. Pete and I booked a week in about 5 days in Boscastle in May.
Ago?
Oh,
It's been moved.
last year. Yeah, last year we booked it. Just mentioned that we were going to Cornwall. And then a couple of weeks ago, I said, don't forget, I'm away for a week in May. Heather said, a week. Same week, same place.
Yeah.
We both booked holidays to Boscastle.
Stalking string.
Found out.
Hi Sharon, newsletter. If you go to kitchenwitchhearth.net,
Just post a link.
the website address is there. There is a link in the comments as well. If you click on the newsletter tab, you can sign up for it, and you will get monthly newsletters with lots of goodies written by these lovely ladies that will only ever appear in the newsletter. Xenia, didn't know authors get paid. You have to, as an author, you have to register with the main PLR, I think it's called. And it is, I think I earned £7 last year. But it's
It helps.
it all helps. All helps. That one is Maria. Really, we'll go in and take them all out.
I'm going to go and consider in every library
Yeah, I
in
wonder
London.
if I go to the library and get my own books out. Well, it must count, mustn't it? That one is Lauren. Should be a crown of candles. Oh, for your Beltane hat. Dangerous.
Yeah, they've had to be the little battery ones.
Yeah. This one is Lisa. Hello, ladies. Good to see you. Yes, it's very nice to be
It is
sitting here
lovely.
together. Beltane blessings to you, and thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, congratulations go to not just me, but again, Tracy as well. I do have to mention Tracy as well, and these lovely ladies, and all of the students. Because if the students didn't rock up,
Yeah,
we
we
wouldn't have a
wouldn't,
school.
Just think of the mischief we could get up to.
Could.
Yeah, too late for that. That ship's already sailed. That one, Sarah, puts me off going there. Yeah, the parking. if you park there for the day, I think it's £9,
Mm.
which is quite a lot, really. But you know, it is a beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Jackie. Got mine literally. Yes, I sent the newsletter just before we went live because I forget these things. Get Pete to drive a minibus. Yeah, but hiring of the minibus would be quite prohibitive. That's the trouble. Xenia, are you looking for accessibility of public transport? That is also the thing with the Kiwi Country Park. It is beautiful, but public transport is rubbish there as well. So all things to bear in mind. The main key thing is for us to have time to do it at the minute. So this one is Eva. I think I found out about the school when I bought the Pagan Portals Kitchen Witchcraft book. Was so thrilled to find an online group since there is nothing around where I live. Joining was the best decision ever. Oh, bless you. I think that's been one of the main things, and I've said it before about lockdown and the whole pandemic, is the online thing. We have reached so many lovely people that perhaps don't have anything in their area or can't get out. So the online rituals, the online chats, they will all continue. We will keep doing those. So all the time that you guys turn up, we'll keep doing them. This one is Trudy. Lovely to see you live, all in the same space. Happy anniversary. Thank you. If I met you in person, I would be a waffling mess. We're just normal people. Normal? Yeah.
No.
Okay. Maybe not normal. We're just people. We are just people. We're all
Like
kind of.
this when we're out, it's not
Yeah.
put on for the
Oh yeah,
others,
no.
just
This is how
What
we
you
are,
see is
isn't
what
it?
you get.
Yeah.
We don't have online personas. No, I'm sorry, but this is it. But we are, we all have mortgages and bills and, jobs and family and all sorts of normal stuff that everyone deals with. We just happen to be witches. Good morning, Tony. Tony got his newsletter too. Fantastic.
Someone's playing Def Leppard.
Yeah, this is Maria in answer to Pete driving the minibus, playing Def Leppard. Yes, does like a bit of Def Leppard. Although he's got his record deck set up in the office now, so we have daily albums. The album of the day. Xenia got the newsletter, but I haven't read it yet. I did only just send it, so we will let you off that one, Xenia. Let's have a look. Oh, Nikki says newsletter has landed in New Zealand. Fantastic. Jill's got her email to a newsletter too. So the newsletter's got to New Zealand, Australia, and England, just like that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is
It is.
fantastic, isn't it? It's just mad. Eve's got her newsletter too. Good morning, Annette. Ooh. Annette slept through Beltane plans. Plans to get up early this morning? Obviously, you needed your sleep. Karen's off to Boscastle too. Usually you go in May, but not until the 31st of May. You'll just miss us. But it's a fantastic place to visit. As I was saying, I've only been literally once, briefly stopped, went in the museum, and that was it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it a bit more in detail.
Yeah, we've stayed there a couple of times before we had the mad dog.
This is Jane. I always know it's Jane because there's a picture of socks in the little avatar. I think computers have a complete mind of their own. Definitely.
Mine does.
Yours does. I know that's because you have anti-computer vibes. You send them out. Actually, he's sitting the other side of the computer. I do want to say a quick thank you to my husband Pete too. He does all of the posters for all of the events. He does all of the graphic work for the website. He does all of the posting for all of the adverts as well.
certificates.
Yeah.
all of the
Certificates.
certificates
Yeah.
that go out to all the students.
So thank you very much,
yes,
Kate.
Yeah,
thank
thanks,
you for
Kate.
that.
Thank you.
And all of the sarcastic comments. They're all, they're all
Plenty more where they
okay. I'm just making sure I am catching all of these. That's another one signed up to the newsletter. Thank you. That is. I'm trying to tie in all the names on the phone because they don't all come up on here. This one's Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Found you through Kay. Suggested I follow you. And the rest, as they say, is history. Indeed. This one is the lovely Sue. Found your Pathos blog first and it all went from there. You now have your own bookshelf and a filing cabinet drawer for my schoolwork. That is so organised, Sue. That is very organised. This one is Maria. Fangirl the first time I met Rachel. Oh, you are funny.
That was at
Bless
the
you.
Enchanted Market, wasn't it? The first time we met Maria.
I think it was,
Mm.
yeah. The Enchanted Market was fantastic. Lexi, if you get a bearded dragon, they poop a lot. You have to give them baths at least twice a week, which some of them, like mine, hate. And also, see, they have wonderful grumpy faces, and I love it. That sounds like you're describing Eric, the Dachshund. Or children.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to bath them more than twice a week.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Sue's towel.
There's a
Give
couple
them
of people that,
blanket.
if you haven't received your newsletter this morning, you did sign up, do message me and I'll make sure it goes out again. Because, you know, it's a new system and it's a new thing and it doesn't always go to plan. This one is Kerry. Went to Boscastle many years ago on my honeymoon.
Oh.
Since then, ditched the husband and kept the witchcraft. Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities.
I can't hear you.
This hey, we celebrate 30 years together this year, so I think I've got them fully trained now. I'm not going to train a new one. This one is
Thank you.
Jane. So glad I got involved with the Kitchen group. Feels like I'm part of a lovely big family now.
Oh,
Bless you.
lovely.
When we, as I say, and I'll say it again, a group is made up of the energy of all the people within it. So it's all you guys that make. This is the dog stealing the stage. He's having a blanket put on him. No, it is. The community that we have here is made up with all of you guys. So it's a combined energy.
I think he just wants to get to Mum.
He wants to know what's going on. It's all very strange. Lexi, yes, the Enchanted Market is no more, but Sprig and Mist that run the Enchanted Market, I can totally understand. It's such a huge undertaking.
Oh, you
Do so many other things, so do keep a look out. And Sprig and Mist do have a new CD out as well, so do go and have a look. If you like pagan rock music, they are the band to listen to. This one is Jill. Feel the same way. Thank you, Jill. It's very lovely to
He's
have
trying
you
to get
with
to
us.
his mum, really, isn't he?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Xenia went to Boscastle in 2019 for the first time. He's licking my hand cream off. Went to the museum 3 times in 2 days. Bought a lovely twig pentagram pendant. Would love to return soon. It is a fascinating place, that's for sure. It's licking off all my hand cream. So, a question. If you have any questions about witchcraft or anything that involves Kitchen Witch or anything really, cakes, you know, whatever. We know lots of things about random things, random subjects. Do ask, do pop the questions in the comments and we will do our very best to answer them. How did you find witchcraft? How did you discover witchcraft? And I'm going to start with Helen because she's on the end.
Okay. Talk about being put on the spot.
Yeah. Go.
It's hard to put into words.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
think. Oh, I think it's always been there.
Yeah.
My mum was Irish, so there were lots of little superstitions and things. Although we were
Folk things.
Christian
Yeah.
and I was a Sunday school teacher.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that.
It all falls into place now. It all falls into place.
Yeah. There were always folk superstitions and folk things that we didn't do. Like, I love hawthorn. I love the smell of hawthorn. Very interesting thing about hawthorn smell.
Mm.
If you are not a nice person, hawthorn smells like cat pee. Same with elderflowers.
Oh.
So people that say that elder or hawthorn smells like cat pee,
I do.
the plant doesn't like you
Okay.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with hawthorn and lilac, you do not bring the flowers
I do
indoors.
that, yeah.
You do not put them over your threshold. You're allowed to put them at the door to decorate them, but they do not come over. Even if one petal comes up over the threshold, it was like.
There's a few flowers like that,
Yeah.
isn't it? That it's
And
interesting
lilacs the
where it
same.
all comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was lots of superstitions and things. And looking back on it, although we were Christian, there were a lot of things that Mum did. She was disabled towards, from when I was about 11 onwards, but before that, there were a lot of things that she did which were pagan.
Yeah.
So I think there was always that. But I think it was really when I changed after I had my children, actually, after I had Matthew. So that would have been, 32 odd years ago. And I did Reiki 1 and, just moved on from there. But, I think it was always there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
with you
moving.
that it was always. Yeah, I don't want him like leaping off.
No.
Come here.
Oh, we need an Eric.
Oh.
Don't you jump. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree that it was sort of always there. From a young age, I was always into what my mum would only describe as macabre. I had a fascination for graveyards and
Crows.
skulls,
Yeah.
crows. And I watched the film The Crow, and that was the turning point. I that was a horror film,
Mm.
and it wasn't supposed to be true. The whole thing about skulls being crows being connected to sort of like carrying the souls of the dead and everything, it just really resonated with me. The whole film did. And I'd always had skulls indoors, not real ones. No, I didn't go collecting.
Piles of them.
Yeah, and I've got a cabinet sort of full of little skull ornaments and things, and I just found it really fascinating. And then it just sort of went from there. And I think I was at a Mafia gig one night, and you
That's
were
my
there.
husband's
Yeah.
band.
And you were there, and I'd heard about the witchcraft thing, and I thought, I'm going to go over and speak to her and ask her about it. And I, just asked you questions and just thought, right, that's it.
Can I
I
do
find
it?
it completely fascinating. And it just sort of snowballed from there. And once I started sort of going into it, I'm like, this makes sense. I've had a witch ornament for years and years and years, just in the cabinet, the skulls, all sorts of stuff, and it all started to tie in, and it just made sense to me, and and that was it. So I sort of pretty much followed you then, what you were doing. So
Cool.
but it's life, that's
Yeah.
what it is. I couldn't imagine, although sometimes I can feel a bit disconnected from it. There is something that always reminds me that it is not.
Is there?
It's not going away. It's here. It's who I am and what I do. So,
Cool.
you've been on the path for
long
Long
time.
time.
But even before then, when I was a teenager, I was very much into tarot back then, and astrology and bits like that. And then, over 20 years ago, we had our first computer, and I was on a fibromyalgia forum that I joined, and I don't know, someone was talking about their daughter had joined the Children of Artemis website.
Right.
And I thought, oh, what's that? And so I searched for it, found it, ended up signing up on there and reading the forum. And they had a poster of books to read, so got Kate West book was my first
Good books.
and Scott Cunningham.
Also good books.
Yeah. And
Children
went
of
from there,
Artemis
really.
is a brilliant organisation. They run Witchfest Midlands, the Artemis Gathering. So definitely highly recommended.
That's it. And then they were, I think the first year they were advertising Witchfest. I really wanted to go, but I had no one to go with, and it's a long way. So I put a post up asking if anyone was going from my area and could we travel up together on the train or something. And a woman from Portsmouth said she was going and she could take me. So I've been friends with her for years now as well. That's how I met Denise.
I think online did open up the door, didn't it? Really?
So,
My learning started way before the internet was in existence, and it was a bit of a struggle before the internet was there, but it certainly opened up the door.
I tried to get away from it at one point. I think after about 5 years, I was in a group and it kind of folded, and I just thought, oh, that's it, I'd had enough. And I had a lot going on in my life as well at the same time, and I threw everything away.
Oh, okay.
Everything, got rid of it. That was it. And then after a year, it just came back, and I had to go and buy lots of new stuff, which I don't even use now.
No.
and I wanted
Yeah,
everything
try.
as well to start with. I wanted to collect everything, and now I'm finding I don't really need. I'd go to fairs and just buy things
Yeah.
because I thought that's what I needed.
Ooh,
And
sparkly things.
yeah, but I don't sort of find the need that now.
No, I
what
don't
have
know what to
is
do
what
with it,
is.
do you?
No,
Given a lot away,
space.
actually.
Yeah, I have.
Over this last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I have.
Whether I suppose that's because we're
You
changing.
change. You do change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your practice evolves, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's funny, I
definitely.
was thinking about that on the way here. I've got quite a few wands, but I've never used them.
No, I don't.
Never used
Yeah,
them.
I don't
Yeah.
tend to use ones.
I've got a nice little carved wooden thingy, like a paper knifey thing. It's
At the
really cute. It's wood. And if I want to use anything, I
Right.
use that, and it just fits in your hand.
Yeah.
It's really small.
I think you do. Well, mine's certainly changed. My pathway has changed over the last 30 years, quite considerably, because I did the Wicca degrees first. So mine's changed quite a lot from that. But I think you do. It is a bit. It doesn't go in a straight line. It doesn't go in a straight line at all.
I always found the ceremonial stuff made me giggle, which isn't good.
Yeah, I'm not good in a serious ceremonial. I have done. I have been a part of very straight-laced. I have to bite my tongue. There is everything. Everyone's different, and different things are going to suit different people. So
I will say I used to giggle in church as well.
yeah,
You know.
I went to Girls Brigade for 6 years. Every Sunday I was in church. Yeah.
But yeah, if it gets too serious and too ceremonial,
Yeah.
there's something in me that just starts
Yeah.
thinking silly things. And just
I did used to go to Sunday school, but I think that was my parents probably wanting the kids out of the way.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's why we went. No, we went to Girls Brigade because I had a faith. I had a belief. It wasn't the right belief that I had for me at the time, but I knew I believed in something.
I think you've hit it on the head. It's faith.
Yeah, yeah,
Religion's man-made,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
To fit how you want
Yeah.
to express your faith, but faith is the fundamental.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I did find that with Christianity didn't sort of sit right for me personally. I wouldn't sing the hymns. I found the Lord's Prayer not something that sort of resonated.
I can
with
still
me.
recite the Lord's Prayer now.
Yeah,
But,
I just-
I used to have to do it at school.
it was
didn't
the
I?
devil for me.
Hated all
I
that.
couldn't deal with the idea that there was an evil entity.
Mm.
That I couldn't cope. That didn't sit with me. I think that was the final kind of thing.
I was brought up by 2 atheists.
Oh,
I
my
never had any of
parents
that.
weren't Christian at all.
No.
It was just,
But my daughter went to Sunday school for a while when she was kind of in primary school because her friend went. But Sinead only went because she got a free Mars bar. They were literally
Sensible
bribing
girl.
right to go with Mars
I
bars.
like it. I
Yeah.
didn't get that. Let's have a look at some of the questions. Lexi, Kitchen Witch school courses, looking at taking them later this year. How flexible are they? Totally. Can you take them entirely at your own pace? Absolutely. Can you fail? No. I haven't failed anybody yet. I have sent homework back because it's not been completed fully. I'm quite strict. But I kind of think the courses and the questions and homework isn't for our benefit. It's for your benefit. So as teachers, I think it's our responsibility to push students to get the best out of you, so that you learn more. So no, you can't fail because we do one-to-one mentoring and we support you throughout everything. So if you're struggling with something, you let us know and we will support you and help you throughout it all. They are totally flexible. There's no time scale on any of it. You work through them absolutely at your own pace. And all of the lessons encourage you to find your own pathway. We never tell you this is right or this is wrong, unless it's a safety thing. Yeah.
Don't lit candles on the table.
I thought you said don't lick candles. Don't lick candles.
Particularly if they're alight.
Don't eat mistletoe. Basic things. So yes, totally and absolutely flexible. All of your homework emails are dealt with direct by me, but these guys are here to totally support you throughout it all. So you're never alone. And we've got a fantastic community as well of other students.
But the more you put in to the homework, the more you will actually gain.
That's with anything, isn't it? If you're going to bother to put the effort in, do it properly. Absolutely. This is Jane. Sad about the Enchanted Market. We did love the Enchanted Market, but
That's my
absolutely
favourite.
appreciate what an absolute huge thing it is to organise something like that. No Witchfest Croydon. No, not this year, but that's down to the venue. So fingers crossed for next year. There are a few other bits and pieces going on this year, so keep your eyes out. This one is Maria. The longer I've left my homework, the more I feel like rincewind. But as you stated earlier, the lessons are altered. I won't feel so bad. As we say with all of the students, if you do get stuck on a lesson, just give us a shout. There are options. There are ways round, ways out, ways to prompt and move forward. So just give us a shout. This one's for you, Heather, from Jane. The elder tree in our garden smells gorgeous, but there are some in other places that smell like we. Oh, like...
Clicked a different one.
Oh, sorry. Haven't had any cake yet. Elderflower in the garden smells gorgeous. There are some in other places smell. Because it's your elder.
Yeah. Whereas the others want you to keep a distance.
That makes sense. See,
one of my neighbours hates my elder with a vengeance. But my elder is
there a reason?
Long story to my elder. It was a twig. It's still called the twig, even though it's about 30 feet high. From Avebury when they were cutting.
Okay.
And I picked this twig up, took it home, put it in a thing of water. It grew. And it.
Excellent.
So now it's got several babies all around the garden, mainly on his side. But then, he can't tell the difference between a bramble and rose.
Okay, so yeah.
But pretends he can. So
maybe he doesn't like the smell of them.
He doesn't.
Maybe
He
they're
hates
horrible
them
for him.
Yeah. He told me it smelled like, what is that tree? It smells like cat pee. That was last year. By which time I'd already planted 3 more. There have been 3 more planted since.
We're just going to plant them anyway.
Don't upset Heather. Honestly, don't upset. Another one, Heather. This from Laureen. Sounds just like my childhood. Gran used to read the tea leaves, fire flames, etc.
Yeah.
I found after she passed that my paternal grandmother was a spiritualist, and I didn't even know, which is a bit of a shame. But This one is Jill. Mum won't allow lilac or peacock feathers into the house. There is a thing about peacock feathers as well, aren't they? Some say they're. I have got some
Yeah,
in
I've
my
got them.
house. Yeah.
Mm.
But there is a bit of a folk tale about them being bad luck, isn't there? I haven't had a problem with them. I know there is a thing about it. This one is Jane. When I was a toddler, I used to. You've already read it. Yeah, and I haven't read it yet.
Sorry.
I used to play at funerals with my teddy, burying an Didn't even know what a funeral was then. What?
That's
Oh.
fascinating, isn't it? Really, to not
And
even know that
exhuming
today.
him as
Yeah.
well. That's the yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
That reminds me of
I think
something.
that's really ingenious, isn't it? As a toddler, and not knowing what any of
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah. Well,
Past
I think
life.
children
Past life.
aren't they? Children are so open to stuff.
Mm.
I had a best friend when I was young. She was called Emma. Same name as my daughter, actually. She was born the day before me. Born on Halloween. She was born the day before. We used to play witches at the bottom of our garden and make things, like
Yeah,
throwing the
totally.
leaves and the
Leaves
mud.
and mud
and
and-
Try and make
yeah.
perfume with
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
petals in water
Yeah.
and have them all up on the
Yeah, I
windowsill.
can remember doing that. But children are open, aren't they? Our daughter Emma used to see people, spirit
Yeah,
people,
my grandson.
because they're
did.
so open
when
to
he
it,
was
aren't they? They
younger.
don't have any
a
preconceptions
lot.
or anything.
But it also reminded me that we used to live opposite a big cemetery in Hove, and there was a park, and then the cemetery was behind it. I played more in the cemetery than the park, and a lot of the graves had those coloured stones on them, and I used to collect them. Might explain something about my fascination with crystals, shiny, pretty coloured stones. They don't have them in graves now.
Yes.
Must have been a thing in the 60s.
That one's Karen. No lilac or peacock feathers in the house. It's funny how these things stick, isn't it? And how the folk sort of stories and tales kind of follow through. One's Maria. Always had this feeling that I didn't connect anywhere until I found this. Still get disconnected from the norm. However, this always reconnects. I've had a big disconnection myself with the house being so upside down. I think everybody's pathway does, doesn't it? It goes up and down.
And life gets in the way sometimes.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
not
absolutely.
linear, is it? It's not a straight line. It's
No.
it's a spiral, but it's a spiral that comes back in on itself and goes back out.
And I just squeezed.
That
Really
one
sorry.
is
Be back in a minute.
that's Eve. Same as me, Ness. Grew up in a graveyard when I got widowed. I changed my name. The Crow's my favourite film. I've never seen it. It's too scary for me.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Watch horror films.
Yeah, I know Eve's a big fan.
Our son
Changed her
does.
name.
Son watches horror films and they don't.
No,
effect
I
whatsoever,
can't watch
but I
them
can't.
now. I used to watch a lot of horror films years and years ago, but it's not something. They're too digitally correct. now.
Yeah.
They're very graphic. And,
Not cheesy
like they
anymore.
used-
I never
yeah.
used to watch them until my daughter my daughter, who's 26, arranges for us, which is lovely, isn't it? She wants to go to the cinema with me, an old bird.
That's
But,
good.
Yeah. So
We take
she
you out
loves horror.
occasionally. We're not embarrassed.
You should be.
She's going to smack me.
I behave most of the time. But yeah, and she loves horror. So the deal is they've got to be aisle seats so that if I need to, I can get out. So far, I haven't had to leave.
Okay.
Some of them I find a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yet up until a couple of years ago, I just said no, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because I don't like them.
I think it's my brother always used to watch him. He's 3 years younger than me. Even Doctor Who, I would sit behind the sofa. I'm going back to the 70s now. I'd sit behind the sofa and my younger brother would tell me what was going on with Doctor Who because I was frightened of it. He always had that ability to see what was happening behind the camera. He could see that it wasn't real. Well, I think my imagination's too vivid.
But that's it. I go to the cinema and I can literally zone out. I'm literally there.
Yeah.
Sarah will say to me afterwards, "Did you hear those children? Did you see that person on the phone?"
I
What?
didn't.
No.
No, she's concentrating on the.
Because she'd fallen asleep.
And
Zen-
draw, yes.
Yeah, Children of Artemis is a fantastic group of people, absolutely fantastic group of people. Xenia. Online, I was able to find like-minded people, started connecting with other witchy friends through blogs about, it has been a fantastic resource for connecting with people. Absolutely. This one is Sylvia. 3 years ago, I knew about you. Took me a year to join the school as Dawn and I were supposed to come back after a few months, but it turned out to be 2 years. Finally back at the school. Even in those years I've been gone, I still followed everything through the group. And we are very pleased to have you back. That is also the other thing about the school. It's very flexible. We understand that life gets in the way. So if you need to step away for a bit, then that's absolutely fine. When you're ready, you just jump back in where you left off.
Sorry, can we move back a few more? No, it's fine. I quite like
Dropping
it.
tissues.
She's on the end so she can't cause any trouble.
You
Jackie,
think?
I know. Jackie tends to use wands to seal energy during Reiki sessions. Nice idea. Very nice idea. My Reiki is very rusty.
Mine too.
I'm just tying up the nails here. It's like juggling.
Talking about Reiki, Bernie hasn't managed to join.
No, bless her. Bernie's computer doesn't like her software, I don't think. But a shout out to Bernie because she is the other member of the team. Laureen, agree. I think when you first start out, you feel you need, yes, lots of tools and objects too. I had a huge long list of stuff that I thought I needed.
Yeah.
You do. And, you know, we like pretty things too.
I still have my first atame and my first cauldron and things. There's some things I couldn't quite get rid of.
My cauldron, I couldn't get rid of my cauldron. I
Yeah, but I use my cauldron.
like to burn things.
Yeah.
Like to burn things.
Yeah.
I needed that yesterday.
do with a
otherwise you
big
wouldn't
one.
have fire.
I want a bigger one.
Yeah, I do.
Tony's was
Yeah.
combination of New Age, Earth
It's
mysteries, and
nice,
voluntary gardening.
Yeah,
Gardening
mine's
Gardening
that
in
big.
nature is such a good way to get into paganism, isn't it? It is the doorway for lots of people, isn't it? This one is Karen. My gran used to do things that I now realise were spells with my auntie. One I remember was boiling a cabbage on full moon, cooling the water, and she'd put it on any warts until new moon they were to go. Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? I love folk magic. I love folk magic. It is absolutely brilliant. This one's Jane. Faith and spirit life can be very broad and diverse path. Absolutely. Very personal, and it's difficult to pin one label on it. I think we try though, don't we? People do like labels, don't they? And putting people in little boxes.
No, I don't know.
But it is a difficult thing to do, particularly with paganism, because it's such an enormous umbrella.
I mean, even us. I mean, we all kind of do the same thing, but in our own way.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why it all works. Because we're all bouncing off each other.
We all have our own particular areas that we prefer or that we connect with as well, don't we? Runes. Ness is the rune guru. They look like little squiggles to me. I don't connect with runes at all. I think we all like working with herbs and plants, don't we? But you guys make lots of cordials and tinctures and things like that, which I'd love to. I just don't have the time to do it. Actually, I can't be asked, let's be honest. But
No, I love the alchemy.
You love
mixing
that.
creams and things.
I love the idea of it, and I understand all the process, and I have done it. But
when I first got into herbal
just
remedies, I
lazy.
made so many things, and they just sat in a cupboard for years. You don't use them a lot of the time. So now it's just there's a few things that I use every day.
I think that's the thing. You make, you when you start, you make, and you end up with about 6 pots. So it's getting the recipes down to more manageable size, like 1 or 2 pots that you know you're going to use up before it goes mouldy.
Xenia, interesting about wands. I bought one for Ogham or Ogham, however you'd like to say it. Popular wand from Glastonbury. Cat and Cauldron, the Moggan bucket. Not there anymore.
No.
And it immediately felt right. Since then, I more and more use that wand for casting the circle and calling the elements. I can work better with it than a self-made wand. Again, it's really interesting, isn't it? That there will be different wands, different woods, different types of things. I think that's all magical tools, isn't it?
Mm.
Some you kind of think you use all the time and then it falls out of favour, and then something that you've never used before suddenly becomes useful. It's a personal thing, isn't it? Definitely a personal thing. Some I'm seeing on here and some are jumbled up, so bear with me. This one is the lovely Helen. It was 9 years ago our friend Viv found out about your open ritual and we all came along. I remember the three of you coming along. Haven't looked back. Absolutely loved it. Me, Lou and Heather were all initiating the covenant.
remember that
time
day.
you were.
Yeah.
Great treasure to memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Fantastic. This one is Jill. Got thrown out of religious education, constantly asking questions as to how God actually made people and did he use magic to bring them to life. Yeah, that would get you thrown out. This one is Jackie, brought up as Roman Catholic, but from a very early age was drawn to pagan. There's a lot of similarities in the practices of the Roman Catholic Church. Think censers with the incense and candles, and I'd reached out to a priestess when I was 18, but then moved to Malta. It was so anti anything that was not Roman Catholic that it put me on the back burner.
And yet Malta's got a real strong history with the goddess.
Yes,
Sorry.
but very much a secret. When I moved back to UK, I felt free to be me. I think that happens a lot depending on where you are, what community you live in, what country you live in. Sometimes it is quite difficult to freely practice. Not easy. This one is Kerry. Went to Catholic schools and taught by a nun who thought left-handed people. Yes, there was a big stigma about left-handed people, wasn't there? My son's left-handed.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, and I remember them trying to get me to write and to eat with spoon change hands.
Yeah,
and
I
that
remember a
was
child in class when I was little. The teacher used to literally tie their hand.
horrible.
Yeah.
Tony says, love the course. Bless you, Tony. Thank you. This one is Sue. Want to thank Ness for being my mentor buddy. She has been brilliant when I've needed listening.
You're very welcome.
She is lovely, isn't she?
We like her.
We do have a system that if you want some extra support or just have a kind of buddy that you can ping all the time. Some people do get a bit, I don't want to email you, i.e. me, because you're so busy. I am busy, but I'm always there to answer an email. But if that makes you feel more comfortable, one of these guys steps in as a buddy and helps you, supports you, encourages you, whatever you need throughout the
And it
course.
sort of can evolve, I'm sort of quite good friends with Sue now, sort of it's not just sort of gone beyond that sort of mentor thing, just message and how you're doing and things like that.
Friendships.
So, yeah.
Friendships are formed.
Absolutely.
Many friendships have been formed. Oh, yes. Thank you for that, Lorraine. If you are local in the Portsmouth area, Waffling Witches Fair next Saturday. They're back in action. They're always very good too. This is Louisa. Hi, Louisa.
Hi, Louisa.
Been painting Mermaid 2022 whilst listening, sat next to Helen. I saw you guys were together.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
two
Lovely
together.
to see you together.
Hope you have had a fantastic weekend. Bear with me. There's lots of messages here. I'm just trying to. Hannah, keen to become an HP, so I'm cracking on with the homework straight away. It is a long journey. Enjoy the ride. And I say that from someone who's a total certificate tart and has been there and done that. Enjoy the ride. There's so much stuff.
Don't rush it.
Much stuff to learn. 30 years on, and I'm still learning stuff.
You never stop learning.
You never stop learning. No. This one is Maria. Peacock feathers are supposed to bring bad luck, and fuchsias as well. There are a few plants, and peacock feathers in particular with feathers, aren't they, that you shouldn't bring inside? But I must admit, I do. Yeah, I do, because they're associated with several goddesses, aren't they? And I had them inside for Kali Ma, but they're associated with several goddesses, aren't they? But this one is the socks. Jane. Having great difficulty getting the right mindset of the current kitchen witch homework. It happens, but it'll happen when it's meant
Which
to.
one is it?
It happens. Yeah. If you are, just send us a message, Jane, and we'll help you, support you. You know, there are options, so don't get stuck.
We've got all 4 of us sitting here at the moment.
But yes, yes. Maria's saying this is why she's friends with Jane, because of burying the teddy. They are Heather.
What's that?
This is Leslie. My elder twig started to grow in water. No roots though, but died after I planted, and the other twig never grew. Do you have any tips?
No, because as I say, my twig, my original twig, started in water, and as soon as it had a few roots, it went just into a pot with potting compost.
Oh, what, does it have to be a particular time of the year for the twigs? Do you think that might have a difference on it, or the type of soil it's planted?
It must have been.
They do self-seed quite a lot. Don't
Yeah.
they?
Oh, yeah. That's where all my babies have come from.
Yeah.
They were cutting, so it must have been end of summer, maybe in April. So that doesn't sound right. You'd think it would be more springtime that it would work better. But they were literally, you know, the path from the car park into. So literally, and they hacked. Oh, it was so sad.
Oh, I hate.
But they left a few of these twigs, like, and there was just this one that just jumped, you know, straight into my handbag. And
Try again.
yeah, try again.
Give it another try.
Try
Definitely
again.
Give it another
But try this time of year, because spring with everything
Yeah.
might be an idea.
Yeah.
Perhaps ask one of your local ones if you can take a little cutting.
Heather, could I take a little cutting?
Why did you
Don't
not
know
bring
where I
some
put
with you?
I've still got 3 in pots if you're interested.
No.
Yeah?
This
I've got
one's,
2 oak trees in pots.
I think,
Yeah.
Only little at the moment.
This one's Jackie. Peacock feathers all over the house. Never had an issue. Even had peacocks as the main theme for my wedding.
Oh,
Fantastic.
nice.
Making my own wedding bouquet. Perfect. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? That there are mixed reviews. Eve, I have peacock feather entwined in 2 hagstones with a crow feather gifted by Frank. Sounds
Nice.
fantastic.
We need to see a picture of that.
I
Yeah.
have. Yeah, we need
Picture.
a picture of that one, obviously. I've got a peacock feather on one of my tattoos, actually.
Is it decent enough to show?
And I can't think I can get my sleeve up. It's on my shoulder. Love cemeteries. Yeah, they are fantastic places, aren't they? Graveyards preferable because they come with the church, which is always
You know, I was just
interesting.
thinking all these things about not bringing hawthorn in and lilac and stuff like that. Do you think it was because they were for the goddess and it was the church that actually made these things?
Could very
up?
well be.
Lauren
Stop
just
people being
suggested that
pagan.
it might be to do inviting the fae indoors as well.
Yeah,
People
because
were
Hawthorn's very much
very
linked.
superstitious about
Yeah.
bringing inviting
And again,
fairy
the church
indoors,
would,
aren't they?
Yeah.
would
I
not
mean,
want
for
you
my
to
mum,
do
it
that.
was to do with the fae, because Irish, it's,
Yeah.
you know, you do not interact. You
The
leave
fair
out,
folk,
you
leave
leave out
them
some
alone.
honey or some
Yeah.
cream or something, but that's it. That you do not
Yeah.
interact with them. So yeah, for me with mum, it was the fae.
They understand the fae folk, don't they?
Mm.
This one is Jill. Daughter Emma used to see her, my daughter's Emma too, used to see her grandmother sitting at the bottom of her bed. When she moved in with her partner, they stopped showing up. I believe it's because they know he's a good man and will not hurt her. Protection from the spirit world. Very nice.
Yeah, my 6-year-old grandson still speaks to his other nan who passed when he was 2.
Find disconnected to the Wheel of the Years. Seasons are so late in Scotland. I think the Wheel of the Year is a really good structure, but I think you have to tailor it to your own area.
Move it.
Yeah.
Move
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
not set in stone.
Ignore the actual dates on the calendar. Mother Nature does.
Yeah.
And just work with them with the seasons in your area. Tony used to like the old horror films. Yeah, the newer ones are very graphic, aren't they? Horror films. So yeah. I am. Melanie still hides behind the sofa when she hears the Doctor Who music. I'm losing all of these comments. I've lost the track of where everything is and who everybody is. So I do apologise. My Beltane's starting awesome. Today I'll finally have my own space instead of sitting in the lounge or at my computer. Finally a place where I can do my craft without being disturbed.
How wonderful.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Fantastic. That one is Eve. Changed my name by meditation. I am now me. Go for
Perfect.
it. Go for
Mm.
it. That's Jill. Jill's in Australia, so the seasons are completely opposite of the Sabbaths that we're celebrating at the moment. Yeah, it must make life quite confusing. Lexi, my path has gone up and down a lot over the last few years. Yeah, we're all with you. My coven stopped because the high priestess retired and no one took up the mantle. It is a big job. It is a big responsibility, and there's an awful lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and an awful lot of things involved in running a coven. So I can understand no one not wanting to take it up. It's not a job you'd want to do on your own. Then I was really ill for a while and found out I have fibromyalgia. Me. I have to try and not push myself too hard. But I finally feel ready to come back into it full time, and so looking forward to learning and growing the path again. Missed the magic so much. We've all been in similar situations. We've all been disconnected. We've all lost our way. But I think the important bit is your last sentence, that you missed it, and know that it's always there. It is always there. To jump back into. That's Lisa. Used to hide behind the sofa doing Doctor Who too. Loved horror in my teenage years, but struggle with the modern horror. Yeah, I think there's something about the classics, isn't there? Xenia also loved to dive into cinema and TV show fantasy worlds. I lived in the Harry Potter world for a long time, and Harry Potter film series were in cinemas. Good times. I love the Harry Potter books and I love the films. And if you haven't read Terry Pratchett, go and do it right now. Well, not right now.
So why
Well,
not?
When we're finished.
Wait till we're finished. Yeah, he's my go-to. He's my comfort read, actually. Terry Pratchett and the Discworld books. My comfort read, definitely. Let's have a look. If this is Maria, my elder siblings used to hold the door shut whilst the Doctor Who theme tune was on for the third Doctor. John Pertwee in his frilly shirts and his velvet jackets, because it was the most terrifying to me, and I used to hide behind the sofa.
John Pertwee was brilliant.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
Tom Baker was
Tom
good.
Baker was my favourite. Yeah.
Trudy.
Just once.
Witch Alone, Marion Green was the first book read, as I suppose I felt very solitary with my path in the early 90s. Brought up with not even being able to have a bird picture in the house. Unlucky. I've heard that one too. Pictures of birds in the house. Unlucky. Can't wash clothes on certain days. Wash your life away.
So do I.
Yeah, with the amount of washing that I did with all the kids at home, I couldn't have not washed. But now it's good. Still can't wash on those days though. So yeah, things stick, don't they? They do certainly stick.
Yeah, I'll never change the beds on a Friday.
Oh, okay.
Because that's
Is that
that was something that my mum. You never change the sheets on a Friday. Don't ask me why. I haven't got a clue. But to this day, I
changed mine. It was yesterday.
Strange. Also, Marion Green does have a new book out. Did come out this week.
Oh, is she?
I had it yesterday. I think the day before it's delivered, and I can't remember what it's called. But if you
Google it.
look on Amazon, Marion Green, it'll bring it up.
Yeah.
It's got a green
Oh,
cover.
the God book came out as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I've ordered that.
Yeah,
Naming
I've
the
ordered
God.
it.
Yeah, we've all got bits in there, haven't we? Naming the God from
Hopefully.
Moon Books. This one is Jane. Before the internet, there were more witchy supply shops, and our only way of connecting was to go to these shops and get chatting with the people in them and to read the books. The witchy community is so much more accessible now, but there are a lot fewer real shops.
There are.
I don't think that's just the witchcraft community. I think that's the way that retail in general is going, because more and more people are buying online. It's sad, really. This is Eva. Love to see more videos of you guys making tinctures and whatnot. A brew along.
Oh wow!
Can you see the light bulb?
Yeah, that's
There are a couple of them on the Kitchen Witch YouTube
Yeah.
channel with various things. But you've just planted the seed.
It is, isn't it? Sort of
I can
trying
hear
to
their
make
brains
something
going.
The
that's-
thing is that I mean, there was one that I did where I think I was just about to start, and then I messaged you and said, "Oh, I'm just about to do this, shall I?" And you said yes.
Yes.
I
I
but so
always
many
say
times
yes.
I do something and I'm halfway through
And realise,
and
yeah,
think,
think,
"Oh,
oh,
I
I
could have
should
videoed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You've planted the idea now.
try and remember."
Certainly, as for folk superstitions, people growing up, I grew up with nothing like this at all and loved reading about witches, magic, paranormal, and amulets in the local library. I did too. My dad
Yeah, me
used to take
too.
me to the library every Saturday morning, and those that I picked up wanted to put magic into my world. Not a very religious person, though, and more drawn to the magical path. I think that's what's so nice about paganism, witchcraft, all of the things under that umbrella. You can pick a mix. I am a pagan witch because I believe in the old gods. I work with deity, but you don't have to do that to work with witchcraft. It's all a bit of pick and mix, and I think that's why I like. Tony got thrown out of everything when he was a kid. Always another lefty. That's Lauren got forced to change to right-handed. It's funny, isn't it? Xenia recently learned that apparently both pronunciations, yes,
Oh, are
I
they?
did too. Yes, both. I can't remember where I read it or heard it. Both pronunciations of Ogham or Ogham are correct. Ogham with a silent G is Irish Gaelic, but Scottish Gaelic apparently is pronounced with the G. I heard that somewhere too, and I don't remember where. But thank you for that. Forcing, that's Jane. Forcing Southpaws to be right-handed can make them stammer, like King George the
Sixth.
Thank you. I was just adding that up in my head. Jackie, originally Malta was pagan. Well, a lot of places were, but back in the 15th century, it was changed to Roman Catholic and is enforced on everybody. It was actually the priest there that helped cement my understanding that it was not my path. I know I'm known as the weirdo in the family. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Most of us can relate to that. Most of us can relate to that. A lot of places were pagan before Christianity arrived.
At least now they've opened more of the temples on Malta.
Right.
The goddess temples. I've got a couple of friends
Okay.
that actually run specialised with tours.
Yeah.
of
I'd
them.
love to go.
Yeah, that would be fab, wouldn't it? This is Eva. The flower magic course has taught me a ton. Also, just how many more flowers I can fit into my garden. In addition to the lessons on the Kitchen Witch School, we run separate extra lessons, all included, on various things like flower magic and runes and herbal remedies and all sorts of things. Okay, this Jane is on the deity and offerings at the moment. Need to do more reading before I can go further. That one does take a little bit of research. But if you need any help or support, just give us a shout. Just give us a shout. This is Jane, and I'm assuming it's all about the elders. Late summer and semi-ripe cuttings work best. There you go. Give it a try. Give it a try. Leslie, the twig never grew roots, just green at the top. I think it's the roots that it needs.
Yeah.
I am getting the names. This is Hilary. Found myself walking the path of witch upper school. Didn't realise at the time, but looking back now, I've been on this path for a long time. All started with a book my mum got me about spells. Then I found myself at a different school where I was greeted by Tansy and Sunchild. Tansy would be me. Before they moved on. Missed them, but later found myself a kitchen witch. There is no escape. I'm very well aware we've gone way over an hour now.
Really, it's gone quick.
Wow.
It has, yeah. This is Eve. I'm probably too old, but anyone remember Billy Bunter? That was my childhood nightmare.
I remember.
I don't know much about him. I know the character, but I can imagine that would be a nightmare. Yeah.
Who remembers the wooden tops?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember them. I must admit.
Tops.
Love the
This is
wooden
Magic
tops.
roundabout.
Petronella.
And Bill and Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When someone says never, I always
Oh,
want
yeah.
to do it. Yeah, that would be me too. That would be me too. Karen says we should do a trip to Alderley Edge and Pendle. Karen, a list of places we need to visit is enormous. It's just getting us together all at the same time is the problem. It is the problem. Yeah, we are stupidly busy all the time. But we have gone way over an hour because we like to waffle. Once again, I would like to thank all of you guys for joining us at all of these live things. Friday morning chats over on my author page and on my YouTube channel, 9 a.m. UK time. Online rituals for each Sabbath. Keep an eye on the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group. Hopefully we'll fit some more Waffling Witches in at some point. There's a whole list of videos coming. I can hear them. The ideas in the head. So keep an eye on the Kitchen Witch YouTube channel for new things as well. And the Kitchen Witch blog. Because there's lots and lots of free information up on the Kitchen Witch blog, my personal blog, and both of our YouTube channels. All free and open to everyone. Thank you, really, for joining us on this journey and continuing to join us on this journey. And if you want us to ever talk about anything in particular, just give us a message and we'll do our very best. And we just...
Eric just woken up.
So we'd really just like to say thank you to everyone for joining us and blessings of Beltane to you all.
Bye.
Have a good rest of the weekend.